welcome back to Move with Lara-Lyn. I am Lara-Lyn.
And I'm Matt.
And this is a short bodywork / Thai massage video to help you and your partner learn a couple of techniques that can bring you some relief from symptoms of sciatica or just general tightness in the outer hip and the lower back. Let's begin. I'm going to ask Matt to lie down. I have a couple of things around just to make the experience a little more comfortable. We have a pillow for Matt if he'd like to rest his head on it. Matt's also a big guy, so he's taking up a lot of the space. And then you can also have some extra pillows and blankets around, just to either pad for your feet or for your receiver. So we're going to try to keep this video short and sweet. I'm going to show the techniques on both sides. But for the sake of just making things a little bit more succinct, I'm going to be a little more detailed on one side than the other. Starting in whichever position is comfortable for you, more or less between the feet of your receiver. Just taking a few moments, maybe with your right hand on your heart, left hand on your belly button. Just finding yourself calm, centered, grounded in your own body. Remembering that anything you feel, you're going to transmit to your receiver. So it's nice to take a moment to tap into your metta, your loving kindness. And then very gently bringing my hands to just hover over the foot ankle area of my receiver. And then letting the first touch be very sure, very gentle, very steady. Slowly pouring my weight in. We're not going to spend too much time at the feet because we'd like to move to the targeted area. But for yourself and your partner, you can spend quite a lot of time here at the feet. Weight gently pour in from side to side, letting your thumb explore the valleys and mountains, the soft parts, and even slightly harder parts of their feet. It's really nice to begin to the feet to gain trust and understanding with the receiver, and also check in with them. How's the pressure?
Nice.
So for the sake of this video, we're going to move on. We're going to pretend that Matt's right side is his problematic area so that we can show you the technique on the outside, but we will be doing both sides. So I'm going to take his right leg into my left hand, bring it into the center of my body, reposition yourself, holding firmly onto the ankle area, making sure you're not pulling on the skin, and gently leaning back to create a little bit of gentle traction over the hip area. Each person's body has their own unique rhythm and elasticity. And I'm not trying to pull, I'm just thinking about making a little bit of space over his hip area, the pelvis, and where the femur bone meets the hips. This should be very gentle harmonics through the body. You can spend as much time as you like with any of these techniques. The longer the better. Really, you can be here for 5 minutes. Trying to keep your own body relaxed, using this leaning action so that you're not pulling too much with the arms. And then I'm just going to gently bring his other leg more in midline. Keep his right leg with me as I come to standing and walk over to the other side. Again, I'm I'm just going to use my left hand to support underneath. And then maybe I'm just going to find a little bit his natural range of movement here, where I start to feel that his body is kind of naturally easily moving, and once I'm finding the edge of that, I'm going to hang out there, provide a little bit of traction. And as you can see now, as I'm leaning back and tractioning, I'm again creating a little bit of space over the outside of the hip. If you find that his other leg is moving a lot, you can secure that with your left leg. Keep your breathing nice and consistent so your body can stay relaxed. For a moment, we're also going to apply a little bit of pressure into the joint. So I'm just positioning his foot in a little internal rotation and using my foot and my hand to gently push the femur bone sort of at this 45-degree angle into the hip. If his body has begun to soften, we might be able to bring the leg a little bit more around. I'm going to use my opposite hip now to support it, because again, Matt's a kind of big guy, so I really want to use my body intelligently. Gentle stretch. We're looking to create a lot of space also over the IT band and some of the muscles around the outer hip. To keep it really succinct, there are many causes of sciatica or tightness of the outer hip, so we're going to gently explore all of those things. Just looking to provide a little bit of relief. You want to keep your movements slow and relaxed. To traction the hip one more time. Maybe moving a little bit more across now as I see his body is beginning to open up. Okay. Nice. I'm going to step myself back across. Bring my right knee over and lie his leg over my right hip. And then I'm just going to create these gentle circles with my hips. And then as I'm at this point again, at this sort of 45-degree angle, I'm going to use the movement of my hip to create a little bit more traction. So creating a little bit more space for that area now. Please feel free to press pause at any time and continue with these movements for as long as you like, especially if it's taken you a little bit of time to find your rhythm and to find the ideal position for your body in relation to your receiver's body. Bringing his leg back out, stepping myself across. I'm going to place his foot more or less next to his own knee on the other side. I'm going to use my right foot just to keep his foot in place, and then gently take his knee over to the other side. And then using my hands, I'm searching with my fingers around the sacroiliac joint. You can kind of feel the little ridge of the hip bones there. And just generally massaging around the area. Again, using these dynamic, harmonic little rocking movements. You can also use the palm of the hand to rub gently over these muscles. Some of the gluteus muscles and piriformis can get really tight. going to take his foot all the way across now over to the other side. Take him into a very gentle spinal twist. Again, just until the body shows natural resistance. I'm going to go ahead and support Matt's knee with a pillow on the other side so that he can be fully relaxed. And here, taking a sort of diamond pose. And we're sort of looking for all of the muscles here on the outside that might become tight. If you go in with your thumbs, that might be a very sharp feeling. So we're going to be really gentle with today's massage and use this kind of kitty paw action to soften up through the muscles in the outer hips. There's so many techniques in Thai massage and body work where we can address these areas, but we're just going to keep it short and easy. Preferably uncomplicated stuff that you can repeat on your own time. You get more comfortable with these each time. Remember to keep positioning your body in such a way that you're using straight arms so that your hands can be relaxed. You shouldn't feel like you're pushing and massaging with a lot of your muscles, but rather that you're just applying some gentle leaning with the shoulders. And this is helping you create the movements, keeping your hands soft so that they can listen and be intuitive. If you're pressing too hard, you'll feel some resistance in the body of your receiver. You can also glance over at their face and look at the corners of their eyes to make sure they're not scrunching their face. And so we're going to bring them knee gently back towards them, bring them back onto their back. And very slowly allowing the leg to extend, supporting the knee so it doesn't snap open. Coming over to the other side. So again, I'm going to position myself in such a way that I can bring his foot into the center of my body. Have my right hand underneath the ankle, left hand around the foot, and this leaning back, gentle traction movements. Moving from the center of your body, Yohara, and intention onto his hip area. We're going to move on to keep things nice and short. Bringing his other leg more into the midline. Stepping up, bringing the leg across. And again, maybe the first time I want to start really gentle. I don't want to take him very far out because he might still have some tightness in the outer hip. Also, if the feelings of sciatica are very intense, some of these movements may be a little bit more strong feeling. And move really slow with the body. And then as you feel the body begin to open, start slowly moving deeper. So we may want to provide some pressure into the hip again, finding that internal rotation. I'm just going to use my hip to gently push in. A little more intense on this side.
Feels really nice. The compression is pleasant.
Really encourage you to take time with these poses, with these movements. Don't feel rushed. Taking maybe a little more across, this time using my opposite hip. If this is the technique that's really helping you to find some release, Might be nice to use your hand to gently turn the outer edge of the foot down. It's going to help us to target a little bit more of that outer line. And again, I'm moving really, really slowly. The moment that I feel my receiver's knee wants to bend or feel any kind of signals of resistance or tightness in their body, I want to stop there. I don't want to push beyond their comfort zone. The body will release and soften a lot more if it's trusting. And then a contraction one more time. Be mindful where you're holding that you're not creating skin burn by stretching the skin. And have really nice soft hands. Okay, we're going to move on, stepping across back over to the other side. I'm going to use my hand to gently bend their knee, bringing my left knee over. And again, using the movement of my hips to create these round movements for them. If you're feeling uncomfortable somehow in the hips, it can be that you're positioned incorrectly. I might want to move a little closer. If you're much bigger than your receiver, you might want to move a little further away. This is really nice. Thai massage offers some gentle movements for the giver as well, keeping our bodies mobile, healthy. Take your time here to find your rhythm. Knee back in, placing their foot. If their leg has begun to slide out, you can bring it in a little bit. Using my left foot to prevent their other foot from sliding around. Gently pushing the knee over and then using my hand to again explore the pelvis and the low back area. Pushing gently into the little pockets that I find. Maybe the palm also exploring the more meaty muscles around the top and outside of the hip. You're welcome again to press pause and just find as much time here as you like. We're going to move on a little. I'm going to bring that pillow there again for support. Just bringing their knee a little higher up and then taking him into a gentle spinal twist. You may find that the body is not perfectly symmetrical, so your receiver might be a little tighter on one side. So we're not going to push and encourage the knee down further. We're going to let the body find its natural way there. And then I'm just going to continue using my hands to support him as I find diamond pose a little further away from him so I can have nice straight arms, nice and relaxed. And I'm really using the softest part of my hand and fullness of touch. You want to avoid using sharp edges of the hands to just push. I'm moving really slowly. These little catwalks, also known as elephant walk, because elephants have very broad, soft feet. And they listen through their feet to small vibrations in the ground. And in a similar way, we're listening to messages from the body of our receiver. Where you find muscles feel a little harder, those muscles might be tighter. So you may rather spend more gentle time diving in slowly. Great. To end off with, we're going to finish with some double leg movements. So again, I'm going to gently bring his knee a little bit back towards him, allowing the knee to straighten gently, using my hand to support the back of the knee. I'm going to keep that foot into my hand, lifting the other one up. So here I can use my knees to gently bend their knees. A little bit of driving the big bus might be nice. And then I straight back here. So I'm keeping my own body relaxed. As soon as you find you're straining too much, it's good to recheck your position. And then I'm going to bring his feet together, bring his knees together, and allow the feet to slide between my legs. And then I'm using my legs to gently hold his legs into place. Ideally, I'm looking for just a little more than a 90-degree angle. So a 90-degree angle or a little more. If you're a little less than that, you might not find this pose as effective. Using my hands on top of the knees, I can either push down evenly with both hands, gentle wiggling from side to side. You really want to do this one slowly, especially if it's the first time. Some people don't feel much at all in this technique, and some people feel really intense sensations at the back of the pelvis. And then if Matt's getting a lot of sensation in the back of the right hip, the hip that we're targeting, I can possibly use both hands, especially he's a little bigger than me, to apply pressure on one knee at a time and holding for a few moments. You can go in and out, hold here for long periods of time. You can really spend a couple of minutes on this technique. And when you're going out really, really slowly, that's sometimes where we start to feel that the joint is moving back together, and so that's where the sensation may increase again. And then if necessary, repeating. And alternatively, you can also alternate between the hands again, a little bit like that catwalk or elephant walk. Again, I'm keeping my arms straight and I'm just using the weight of my shoulders more than anything else, so I'm not straining myself. I'm working together with gravity and bone stacking. When we're coming out of this pose, we really want to move slowly first into a little bit of this child's pose, gently guiding the knees down towards the chest. You want to go slow, let your receiver let you know if anything feels very pinchy or tight. Sometimes there's some feelings of vulnerability coming out of poses. That's perfectly normal. And then I'm going to gently bring him back into the big bus. Slowly beginning to straighten out the legs, again being mindful not to let the knees snap open. You can always use your own leg to support them. Last little bits of gentle traction and letting them come back. Maybe finishing off again with some loving kindness towards your receiver. I like to give them back everything that belongs to them. Keep everything that belongs to me, and anything that neither of us no longer want or need, we put into the ground. Thank you, Maddie.
Thank you.
So I hope you found this video informative and helpful. There's definitely a lot more stuff that we can do. We're going to try to keep these videos short and easy and uncomplicated to help you through your journey. And we look forward to seeing you in the next practice.